And welcome back to Bitcoin Advisors channel. My name is Chris, bringing it to you here from Westlake Village, California. We are just a stone's throw away from Malibu, and it is another beautiful day out there. Want to touch base with you and talk about today. Besides Bitcoin's price action and price targets, we're going to cover some news first. So first thing, news coming out of Jpmorgan here says Bitcoin and cryptos now its preferred alternative asset class. And they said, quote, after a steep decline in cryptocurrency prices, Jpmorgan has said that the fair price of Bitcoin is 28% higher than its present level, implying there is a considerable upside from here for this flagship digital asset, this highly esteemed piece of digital technology. In a note published on Wednesday, May 25th, the bank said cryptocurrency had surpassed real estate as one of its favored alternative assets. According to a report by Market Insider, alternative assets mean investments that do not fit into conventional categories like stocks and bonds, while the bank also said it would not budge from its position that a reasonable price for Bitcoin was $38,000. This number represented a rise of 28% to Bitcoin's level of 29,700 on Wednesday morning. And, I'm going to leave a link for the description, in the description for that article. And I'm going to jump on some more CoinDesk news. Coinbase enters Fortune 500 list of biggest U.S. companies, and they are the first crypto company to join the list. Recorded revenue of over $7.8 billion for the fiscal year of 2021, and they placed number 437th. Coinbase's stock has been taking a beating, actually. But so what is the main takeaway from this? So the NASDAQ listed cryptocurrency exchange posted revenue of $7.8 billion in 2021. Okay, we got that. Having first listed on NASDAQ April 2021, Coinbase has entered the Fortune 500 at the first opportunity. And the exchange was singled out by Fortune editor-in-chief Allison Shelton as one of the several pandemic winners that thrived under the freakish circumstances of COVID and flourished thereafter. And this is just, rubbing Coinbase's goose here. What an article about Coinbase. Luna token relaunch kicks crypto hype machine back into the gear. New Luna tokens will be given to previous UST Luna holders. Luna 2.0, watch out for that. It's already trendy on social media despite controversy. I hate to say it, guys, but stay away. If you, I'll leave it off at that. If you need a reminder that memories are short of the world crypto, look no further than the relaunch of the Luna token that played a key role in the collapse of the Terra blockchain ecosystem that cost investors billions little more than 2 weeks ago. Look, I feel really bad for the guy, actually, Do Kwon, because he probably tried to do something good and, new technology, there's going to be big failures. He's trying to innovate on the cusp of a very, hard market to be in. And, for him to, keep, dust himself off and keep going shows that, he's a fighter. If he can keep in the game, I think it'll be hard for him too. And it'll be hard for Luna, for some time. So, but yeah, they're saying hype is building around the cryptocurrency, which is being reissued as part of a proposal approved Wednesday. The plan seeks to salvage the network after Luna's affiliate stablecoin Terra USD lost its 101 peg to the dollar and helped trigger a collapse of the digital asset prices. Let's see, funny tweet here from Mr. Shibatoshi Nakamoto. He said, Luna 2.0 will show the world just how truly dumb crypto gamblers really are. Yep, that's a note from Mr. Shibatoshi. Anyways, that's it for the news today, guys. I'm going to jump into something a little more exciting, is actually Bitcoin's price action, what we're doing here on the 4-hour time frame. So I'm going to jump right into that. And we've been talking about this over the past several days, a really easy range, a really easy way to, kind of see where Bitcoin is going. And we're talking about a 4-hour closure above 30,780, very likely gets us a move back up to 32,000, and a 4-hour closure below 28,588 is very likely gets us a move down to about 27,000, using round numbers there. Those are the levels, and very likely because volatility is extremely low, not only on the 4-hour, you can see here, this is the BBWP. Again, that is the volatility indicator, which measures Bitcoin or any crypto's volatility. When it's low, well, volatility is low. When it's high or expanding, volatility is increasing. So the price is going to be moving more rapidly to the upside or to the downside. And in this case, when volatility is low and we begin to expand, wow, look at that daily candle here. We're going to get a nice reversal, just faked everybody out alongside NASDAQ, picking it up 350 points. But again, why I brought us over here, daily BBWP extremely low right here. So we expect volatility to expand, and that is a volatile, looks like we are about to expand. What we want to see is this blue line get above the 20 percentile, and that will initiate the really the 20% move that we've been talking about over the past few weeks. And that should get you up to that target of anywhere from 34.2 to 35,000 if we break to the upside. And to the downside, that target is going to be around 25,000 to even 23,000 over some time, depending upon how the weekly timeframes end up closing out. So that's what I'm looking at on the shorter term time frames for Bitcoin. Pretty simple, pretty cut and dry, and very likely as well is, this thing, the stochastics, our momentum indicator, when it crosses up or down. And by the way, if you want to get these indicators, there is a link in the description below. You can just download it or watch the video, set up a free TradingView account, begin to kind of learn how technical analysis works. It's not an exact science, it's more of an art. And really start to dial in your trading skills in a down market. Okay, that's going to be it for Bitcoin. So low volatility, expansion. Again, momentum indicator. If this crosses down, momentum goes to the downside below 29,474 today. So that'll be a big indicator on the direction for the volatility expansion, if that makes sense. Hopefully it does, but volatility is going to expand in the direction of the trend typically, and the trend is down right now. So could this be a little fake out bounce? I'm not sure. But again, resolution of the range, you wait for that. Otherwise, you're just going to see more of the same until the trend changes. And that is, buy the top sides, sell the top side of the range, buy the bottom side of the range. And, we could go on for a little bit longer like this, but I think with NASDAQ popping up right now, up 345 points, some of the bigger stocks, like I heard NVIDIA and, quite a few of these stocks were bouncing back today pretty strong. And so that gives me a little more, encouragement that there's going to be a bounce at some point, a relief bounce. And the other thing, again, 5-day, I'm not going to go over this. We went over this so many times, but when the 5-day crosses to the upside, right now 5-day momentum is to the downside. So when expansion or contraction starts to happen, the mean reversion typically going to give you a play in the opposite direction of the trend, which would be to the upside in this case. And a good way to mediate that on the you know, on the 5-day, we get any kind of a closure above 31,000, that very likely does flip those Stokes over and get us that move up to the, you know, top side of the range there. So we'll be keeping an eye on that on the 5-day. And again, this trend line, you know, is pretty solid as well on the daily time frame. Okay, checking in on Ethereum. Again, putting in a big wick here. We did take out that last wick. Have we taken out all the wicks in this range? Not quite yet. So looks like Ethereum, you know, next kind of bounce target here at 1700. We pretty much just got there. And so does this want to, you know, put in a little bit of a bear trap? It looks like to me a bit of a bear trap, unless stocks all of a sudden start ripping to the downside. And we're up 3% almost on the NASDAQ right now. And we just had a good Fed meeting. So again, where would you get the bear trap confirmation on Ethereum? Real simple here. You know, you get a daily back above the 618 here at, call it $1,950 or $2,000. And I would say, hey, bear trap heading back to the top side of the range, at least for 2155. And if that breaks, 2155 breaks to the upside, you know, your next target's going to be 2400. And that would look really nice for a, you know, sell. And as expansion from this low level does happen, you could easily get that relief bounce up to the green 55 at about 2,500 for Ethereum. That's, you know, again, if we're back above 2145. All right. Do I want to put on anything else that I have on my list here that I'm looking at just very closely? Aave been trading in a range between, you know, 107 and 94. Pretty big range. So I would imagine a break of the range here is going to get us a pretty decent move, which would be something like that up to at least to the top side of this at 117. So we're at 104 right now. So the big question is does the market want to gear up and, you know, really put in the low for Bitcoin and break the range, or are we just going to do more of the same? Sand, again, yeah, Sand is trading in a pretty nice range as well. You know, call it between 150 and 120, and you know, a break of this range is very likely going to get you the next move up to about 168 to 187 to the upside, and to the downside, you know, filling in this wick right here at 88 cents. So from 140 down. Yeah, hard one to call right here on Mr. Sand. Let's take a look on the daily time frame. Again, these are going to do whatever Bitcoin does. So, you know, if Bitcoin resolves its range to the upside on the daily, then, hey, this one probably heads up to about 195. Momentum is up. Volatility is low. We're about to expand. So, you know, everything is very wound up. And what do we have on the 4-hour time frame? Again, more ranging activity here, and very similar to what Bitcoin looks like. Mana kind of broke the bottom side of the range. Again, really good for a kind of fake out play here. If it does want to bounce to the green 55, that is kind of my first target on this one on the 4-hour time frame. And that needs to confirm as a local low. We got 3 hours left on this 4-hour candle. So it needs to close, you know, pretty much above 103. And that would make that good for a confirmation of a local low and perhaps another drive of hidden bullish divergence, which should get you a shot. I mean, it could go all the way to the top side of the range. And that's why, you know, I kind of like this setup here. You know, if you bought the bottom side of the range, your potential top side of the range is coming in at $130. What does that look like on the daily? Yep, that's the top side of the range there. 2-day, What does the week look like? I mean, that looks scary on the week. So we could fill in all the way back down to 62 cents at some point. So, yep, I think the answer is, we need NASDAQ to do something like this and bounce all the way up to the 9 exponential at 13,000 bucks. That's kind of the breakdown area. Could bounce as high as 13,245, definitely. And that could take another week or, this trading week is almost over. And this video is getting a bit long here. Do I want to look at anything else? And why I'm kind of bullishly biased actually coming in this morning is because of NASDAQ. It is confirming today. We'll confirm a local low right here. We got a local low right there. So that's at least one drive of bullish divergence. Hidden bullish divergence, right? In a downtrend. No, it's just bullish divergence. Price is making lower lows and RSI is making higher lows right there. So 3, 2. Yeah, there's quite a few drives here. That's price is making lower lows and RSI is making higher lows, coming all the way back from this point here on the daily time frame, but even more so here. And that will confirm. And I am looking for a shot up to 13,300 bucks, especially if volatility starts to expand here on the daily time frame. Are we starting to get it on the lower term time frames? Yes, 4 hour is expanding. Looks like this wants to head up. And we did talk about this yesterday on the 1 hour time frame for NASDAQ. This is a good indicator, and why I'm looking at probably picking up some more Bitcoin. This gap here on the CMEs, on the NASDAQ futures, this gap, we said, hey, it wants to get filled. If we test the gap and reject, okay, we're going to go back down. If we test the gap and we shoot right through it, it's probably going to smash right through it. And we did on this candle right here. And that's the lift off on the 1 hour time frame. So you got volatility expanding, momentum to the upside. We are in the bullish control zone. And where will the divergences start playing out? Going back. So this would be your first drive. Oh, is that going to catch them all? Wow, right here. So that's why it's very important to understand where bullish and bearish divergence, how to confirm it. And I'm going to show you right now. So I'm going to draw it out. All right, so from this point here to here. So any kind of a lower high, from this point right here on the NASDAQ, anywhere lower than here, actually, in fact, is just going to be another lower high from this point, right? Which is also this point right here. And actually, I'm going to make a horizontal. Actually, I'll do it like this. Is that, yeah, that's square. So you can see RSI's made 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 higher highs. 7 higher highs. And each one of these actually has shot us to the bottom side of the range. So this one, and that is on an hourly confirmation high, right? So, I mean, could we blast right through this? Yes, that would make, that'd be great. I think that's likely, probably not. We got 13 minutes left on this candle. Volume is already starting to decline, and the Bollinger Bands, we are still trending above the topside Bollinger Band. And I would say as long as we are above there on the hourly time frame, this thing is going to keep going onwards and upwards, but I will be looking out for the divergence to start playing out. Do we have it on the 4 hour? Yes, and we will have hidden bearish divergence on the 4 hour. Are we going to be going back to this point right here? Yeah, if we take out this high. Anyways, so there are going to be some divergences playing out if NASDAQ basically can't get above, 12,500. And that, may send us back down. The other thing to keep an eye on is the good old dollar, Mr. Dixie. Let's take a look. And we did talk about this on kind of a more macro level on the daily time frame. The dollar, what is the dollar looking like? So, we hit our target of 104, and we did say, I think first stop was like 101. And then, I frankly, I don't remember, but I'm looking for a test of the green 55 right now. And I would say that's more likely than not on the daily time frame. My mouse just went out. Come on. All right. So mouse back on, and yeah, so you can see momentum's to the downside. We are just getting in the bearish control zone and bouncing off of it. We got the first bounce, looks like a rejection, and back down. So that's not looking good for, that is looking good for Bitcoin and NASDAQ, right? Dollar goes down, good for risk on assets. Typically that's how it works. All right, video getting too long. I'm sure nobody's watching at this point. That's it for today, guys. Hope you have a wonderful day. If you did like the video, go ahead, throw us a like, help out the channel. And don't forget, if you do want to put Bitcoin or crypto in your IRA or your 401k, there is a link in the description below. You can get a free investor guide. Thanks and have a blessed day.